It's 7:48 and you're listening to Natasha Devon on LBC. And I want to just break away briefly from our topic this hour because some of you may have heard me on my colleague James O'Brien's show yesterday speaking about an open letter that I have composed alongside my colleagues, charity workers, campaigners, experts, academics in the field of mental health, expressing concern that the topic of mental health has been somewhat hijacked and co-opted by lockdown skeptics. And to be clear, lockdown skepticism is a political ideology. So I'm talking about people who come from the perspective of wanting to reverse lockdowns, and they'll throw literally anything at that perspective to try and make people buy into it, including taking the voices of people, appropriating the voices of people who have suffered with their mental health. And already the libertarians, the right-wingers are doing their very best on social media to try and make out that I said things that I did not say. At no point did I say that nobody has experienced mental health issues in lockdown. Of course, there are mental health issues that have been exacerbated in lockdown. Of course, there are mental health issues that have originated because of lockdown. I don't deny any of that. What I do think, though, is that the time and space that we have in media to talk about this is better served by signposting to sources of support or lobbying for more resources for the support that is needed to help people get through lockdown. And to that end, I'm very pleased to have invited on the show David Gallagher, Chief Executive of educational charity, the NCFE. They're working in partnership with Fika, a mental fitness platform which provides organisations, educational institutions and individuals with guided mental health skills development courses. Welcome to the programme.
Hello, Natasha. Really good to be here.
So can you explain the concept behind the Fika app?
I can, yeah, absolutely. So NCFE, we're an educational charity, and Fika is an organisation that we've partnered with to take mental fitness education into the mainstream. So essentially Fika it's a remotely accessible mental fitness platform that gives individuals the opportunity to go through various different aspects of content and support to help to get them mentally fit and strong in areas such as connection, positivity, managing stress. So Fika it's an app, and it's also a support service that gives people the resources they need to be fit and strong mentally.
Now, I've actually been lucky enough to have an online demonstration of the app. And what I really like about it is that there are modules that you can complete. So much like some of the apps that we have, like, for example, Couch to 5K, you know, there's an end point and you get a pat on the head and a gold badge or whatever it is at the end of it. And I think that's really useful to frame mental health in that way, in terms of mental fitness as something you can learn and get better at. What are the components of mental fitness?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and I suppose there's nobody better than you really to understand that in this country we operate essentially a deficit culture around mental health, and quite often it's when people are in a moment of crisis that services are there, and even then we know that there isn't enough resource there. So the concept really around mental fitness is, if you think of physical fitness, and we all know that if we want to run a marathon, there's not many of us could walk out the door tomorrow and just do that, and you need to build up physically to be able to do that. And life can be a marathon, right? You know, it can be really tough, particularly now. So the concept really is about being mentally fit and strong for whatever might be around the corner. And within that, there are seven different areas essentially within the methodology that's used within the Fika platform. So it's connection, positivity, managing stress, motivation, meaning, confidence, and focus. And so there's all sorts of different contents, different sorts of ways that you can access things that can support you in any one of those areas. There's also assessments to understand where you're strong and where you might need to really work to build up your mental fitness.
And I understand that you are planning to offer the app into 85 colleges later on this year. If there are people listening who attend a college or who work in a college, how can they find out more?
Yeah, so I mean, our end goal really is to democratise access to this type of support, so that the end user, the person who needs that support, can get it for little or no cost. So as an educational charity, we've invested some of our charitable reserves in making this available to colleges So that's the workforce of the colleges as well as the students, because we think that this is, I mean, it's important in every context, but particularly in education with huge disruption, the stresses and strains of coming with not knowing whether you're doing an exam or not, for example, lockdowns, homeschooling. So we're making that available. To find out more, just simply either get in touch with Fika.community, and that's the Fika team directly, so Nick and Gareth that run Fika, or they can get straight in touch with NCFE. And again, it's just ncfe.co.uk, email, telephone in. If you're a student at an FE college, or if you're a member of staff at an FE college and you think this would be a great idea, just get in touch and we'll try and get you involved in the pilot.
Thank you so much, David Gallagher. I'm really pleased that you're focusing on colleges as well, because I do feel they get missed sometimes with all the talk about schools and universities. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And Fika is spelled Fika, and that's the NCFE if you want to get in touch with them. Thank you for your time this evening. But now